Hello YouTube, welcome to episode 25 of the Reggina Race. It's Damien. We're on the finances screen. And I said I'd bring you a game in the run into the season. We had a couple of hype streams and I really just forgot to turn on record and say this is probably a good game to record for YouTube. We never got into a position where we were going to get relegated, but we never got into a position where we were going to achieve anything else but surviving. I'll show you why that is in just a second. The second thing is we've had transfers. It's only the 23rd of May. Season's just finished. So we've made some transfers for next year already, which we'll go through in this video. We've had a board takeover, hence why our balance, and this is why I started on a balance screen so far, is because our balance is huge for us. Third thing is we've got our new transfer budgets. We're improving everything. So we're just going to go through the lot. And I thought that this would be a better YouTube episode. Just recap the end of the year. There was no point watching a game that meant nothing. So I thought we'll just wait for the end of the season. I'll record a video and off we go. Now, I'm not saying that this wasn't stressful, this run home, because it was. But we'll start with the small stuff and work into the team. So as we can see, the new board came in. Endino. Zeko is the director, but not the guy in charge. His name's Carlos Suarez. Used to be a Valladolid or something like that. Anyhow, came and made a bid for Reggina. They eventually took over. He's not a tycoon. He's consortium businessman. But they pumped about another 8 mil into our coffers, and we're up to 25 mil at the end of the season. And we got a nice big transfer budget as well. And our committing spending is quite low. So I'm going to be on the stream basically as soon as the video uploads. I'm going to jump on stream. We're going to start looking at players, and then tonight we're going to be season proper. If you haven't checked out the Twitch, link in the description below, go give it a follow. There's also links to our Twitter and our Facebook, so you know what's happening all around. If you look at the youth facilities, training facilities, we're already upgrading the improved data facilities as well. We've kind of like done as much as we can. You know, we've increased our youth recruitment, junior coaching. I think we've done as well, and I don't think we can do too much anymore. We can increase like assistant manager wages and stuff like that, but I'm going to leave that for now. We're going to do that sort of side of business off stream while uploads. We're going to do all the staff stuff, get all the new staff in that we need and all that sort of stuff, because if you look at the staff screen, we're all right. Like, look, our staff ourselves are not too bad. Our scouts probably need a little bit of work, and there's a few boys in and around that probably will need to look for a new job. Dino's one, you know, Sammy's not bad. Pipthro's one of the new ones we actually bought in throughout the season. Matteo Werner, Daniel Bertrand isn't too bad. The Frenchman, you know, Nicky Law's okay. There's a lot of decent ones, but not a lot of great ones. We got a new chief scout as well, and he looks unreal. Probably need a new director of football. He's only on a month-to-month contract, so we can go looking, right? And we can go looking for some really good players, really good staff managed, but we'll do that off stream. Anyhow, let's get into what you guys want to know is how did we fare? In the end, if we look here, the board upgraded, youth facilities board there, sets initial budget, you know, quite excited when that came in. End of season confidence review. We only got 65 because they're very upset of how our run of form's been going and the tactics, and I'm going to change them up slightly, but not too much. We look at the squad dynamics, dressing room atmosphere, because we did well towards the end of the season, wasn't too bad. Antonio Barilla won goal of the year. I think I've shown you guys this goal as well, but we'll go through and watch all three of them as well. There's no point us not watching it and seeing, you know, what goals made the goal of the year. It's good to win an award like this as well. That's actually a really good strike. Arguably the keeper's dive is impeded by like the three guys that are in offside positions, but it's all good. Similar to how Mane impeded Vroom last night, why we didn't score in the first minute. We did win 2-1. I was quite happy. When Spurs scored the second, I was a little bit... When Spurs scored the first, I was a little bit... You know, Stefan, that's a good strike. That's a good goal. Stefan, one touch, left foot curling back post. That's what you want to see as one of the goals of the year on Football Manager. I think this Barilla one we've seen on game a lot, and this one just falls when he just spanks it with his left peg. If we go and remember correctly, Aoli will give it to me. He's just going to go one touch and bang. It's a great strike in the top left-hand corner. I actually think Stefan is a little bit hard done by. If we go Manager of the Year shortlist, I think Mallegri is going to win it. We also won some award where all the players in the comp vote for who they think was the best team in the Series A. And we got it because we were predicted to finish dead bottom. We finished 14th, I think it was in the end. If we look back at... takeover, we should be able to see it. Apparently not, it's a bit too far down, so it doesn't really matter. But, you know, Obviously, we know that board takeover has been done. We're going to go back into here. And as you can see, right, we dropped all the way down to 14th from 44 points. We never looked like we were ever going to get into this relegation fight. But until it was mathematically assured, I was always saying, oh, we could go down, we could go down. And this is because of our run of form was absolutely horrible. Like, if we can go check our run of form, that would be great. Senior fixtures. No fixture schedule. That's fine. Can we go to our schedules and see what happened here? You know, it was quite poor. We should be able to do it for here anyway. View fixtures and results. Yes. Oh, apparently not. Apparently they just want us to do friendlies. What's going on here, guys? Oh my. Anyhow, maybe it's just trying to do that. Events, reminders, seniors, 18s. No, that didn't do it either. Oh, well, you're going to just have to trust me that we had a poor run of form. It was quite horrible. I've got a screenshot. That's what you can do. We bring up a screenshot, and that wasn't even the rest of the screenshot. If we go to our pictures, we got a screenshot of it. And what did we go? We called it as help because I put it in the Discord. I was like, help, how do I change this? Anyhow, if we open that one up, if it wants to open up, does it? Doesn't it? Help. Photos, yes, let's go. You can see here, look at that, right? That was before the Entella game, and Entella spanked us 4-1 and they got relegated. Look at that run of form. Absolutely horrible. Everything happening here. We don't edit out mistakes. Everything's live with us, so you guys can enjoy the clicking around. Someone's probably screaming at the computer, hey, you do it like this. I apologize. You know, it's what, 8:53 in the morning. I went to bed after watching a lot of Premier League at about 1:30. I have a coffee in my hands. You know, but this has to be done so then we can jump on stream. As you can see, look at that run of form. Since the Lazio game, I think you guys joined us for the Napoli game, which would have been the game before that. And then just look at that. These 3 games here is what's kept us up when we beat Sampdoria, Udinese, and Crotone. But there you go. Look at all that. And then we beat Chievo 4-0. And then I think on the final day we lost 3-2 to Lazio. But Jonathan, who was our leading player, done the business. He has scored the most goals in a season for anyone that played for Reggina in the Serie A. He broke that record, and in a team that finished in the lower half, he scored 27 goals in 35 appearances. He won Golden Boot, Serie A Golden Boot. He's absolutely unreal. If you go to his contract, he's got a continental expiry of 24.5 mil. I'm tempted to go get him on a new contract and see what he wants to do. He wants a relegation release fee, that's fine, and then he wants a 29 mil release fee, which is improved, but if we can go and get that up to 35, that would be great. I just want to see if he wants this new contract. I'm happy to give him a bit of a wage rise as well, because obviously that's fine. I don't think we're going to get relegated next year with the signings that we have made so far and the signings that we're going to make. But we just want to see if he wants to take that. 29, no, we don't want that. I'm actually going to just remove the 10% and suggest that. He wants 29 again, 45. Look, this is the main one for me, is just this. You know, if he scores over 25 and 20 goals, he deserves what he wants. 20. Mate, 35 or nothing. Let's just give him a little bit more agent fee, eh? There we go. All right, not a problem. I'm happy with that. Just to make sure we get our full value for him if someone comes in for him and wants to pay it. But look, he is loving life here at the club. He's got a very good relationship with me. You know, he has been absolutely amazing for us. He's by far our best player. Serge, we put an extra E on Serge because someone in the chat, HPG, when you watch the YouTube, was like, you should make it Serge and make David and Big David because they're just so good. Look, these guys are going to be around here next year, but our midfield is what really let us down. Serge can play in a couple of positions. He's also a very consistent performer, which we have seen over the years. But, you know, someone that knows the system, right? But I reckon that he would have to deal with being on the bench quite a fair bit next year. Gabriele Leoncini deserves a shout out because he scored quite a number of goals as well this year. He scored 14 and 11 in his first season in the Serie A. You know, that's nothing to be scoffed at, right? The 26-year-old's quite good. And if you look at his coaching report, he's actually decent. You know, he's a decent Serie A player, which is not too bad. Aioli, who we bought in last year, had a decent year on the ball as well. You know, Alberto got sent off a couple of times and a lot of red cards. But there's a couple of boys that we have to highlight, right? And that's Thomas Quiquetti. He's not going to come back next year. Unfortunately for us, if you go to his make a loan offer, you know, they would apparently, okay, so what they've been saying all years, they want to give Torino, want to give him a chance in the first team. I reckon because of his poor form, his poor run of form. He's conceded 88 goals in 38 games this year. They've gone, nah, right? That's what's been happening all the time on stream. If you make an offer for him, they're like 4 mil and you can maybe get him in. But I've tried to pick up a better goalkeeper than Thomas, but maybe we should be keeping Thomas in then. In that case then, if Sassuolo want to give us thing, see, Monica's gone. Monica is gone, and I don't think they really want to, you know, give him to us for 6.5 mil. They want 47 mil for him. So Monica's definitely going to go, right? Monica's just sad times here. You know, Monica's leaving us. We have brought in a left back to replace him, but not as good as this at 20. You know, he bombs on. He's very attacking. You know, he loves being a fullback on attack. It is great. Thomas Kuketti may not have played his last game now, right? All year we've gone, Torino, we want him on loan. And they've gone, no. His contract expires in a couple of years' time. I'm tempted to loan him back in, but as a backup or as a rotation. We actually brought in a second choice goalkeeper as well, so we can get rid of Francesco Rossi, who's not at the level. And that brings us perfectly into what's happened transfer-wise, right? And there's our scouting report. We just accidentally clicked on the wrong thing. So we got our transfer history this year, right? You guys, I think, would have seen that we've made a couple transfers towards the end of the year, end of the transfers thing. We brought in Yannick Stark, who's just going to be a backup player. Look, for 100k, it was not too bad. And at the time, our scouts are saying that he was a decent Serie A player. Actually came in and played at a 7.0, which is not too bad for a guy that's just declining a lot. Someone that I'm actually going to try and look to sell on for a little bit of profit. Christopher Dibben, though, is the guy, right? He's been growing. He looks the goods. The German's got great potential ability. You know, our coach reckons, our pretty big coach reckons he's got great potential ability. He's been playing at centre-back mainly as a ball-playing defender, and the 6'2" with 16 jumping reach, he's absolutely a monster back there. And I'm definitely thinking him and Leston could forge a partnership if he grows into that role. I think that we probably have to buy out a better centre-back, but he could definitely play there, especially when you look at the 14 passing that he's got. It's got 13 vision. Has played in Anchorman fairly well, but if you look at his form report, you know, you got a 9.2 as a centre-back, at a 7.4 as a ball-playing centre-back, and then a lot of 7.8 as a ball-playing centre-back. He has played half-back a couple of times as well, you know, at 6.7, 6.8. He had a decent year, a 7.07 coming in, scored 2 goals, and one was a cracker as well. I can't remember what game it was in. It's definitely not his first goal for the club. It was his second goal for the club, so actually, it was definitely a cracker. I know that. I remember it being an absolute cracker. Apparently, it was Kievo. Would watch it back, but it's okay. But that's really where the team's at the moment. You know, we got next year. We've got some people also coming in or that we've already signed as well. So these are all people that are coming in and joining us on the first. But I think the better way to do this is going to the future transfers, and there they all are. We're going to start from who I think is least important to most important. The first one is Matteo. Then Sonchi. He's just coming from AC Milan, just someone that's decent as a backup goalkeeper with 15 determination. Has got a fair bit of potential. He's the same level as Francesco Rossi, but when Rossi's 31 and not going to grow, at least Sonchin will grow. And then the second way of me thinking about this is that we're bringing Thomas Kuketti apparently now on loan, who, you know, we've been saying all year that Torino want to give him a chance in the first team. They've probably watched him concede 88 goals, like I've said. We can bring him in as a backup instead of a first team goalkeeper. Then Matteo could go on loan, grow, and be a very good backup goalkeeper for the future. So it's just it's a deal that made a lot of sense. The next one here that I feel like made the most sense was Marcelo Broski. He's just the player I have on the bench that can play fullback, centre defensive, and centre back, centre back and centre defensive, centre mid. Look, he's got a lot of potential around him. For a free transfer, it's worth the punt at 18 years old. Rockstar occasionally produced some really good players. Like we got a Rockstar that he's not there, but he was their hot prospect at once upon a time. I think it's because he's on the move that he won't be. He's absolutely unreal. I feel look, he's not unreal, right? But he's got great tackling and mentals that are okay. He's got a lot of work to do, especially physically, to be at the level. I just feel like the depth is important. Now, for everyone that's watched the stream, they would have said that, look, we had run right back. Every time Alberto got sent off, he got sent off twice and got injured a couple of times. He didn't do what he needed to do, right? He got sent off. He was out of the team too much. We didn't have a backup right back. At least this way we have Broski that can play there. We had to play Aioli out there. That's how and he's very unconvincing in that role. You know, we then had centre back problems. We had to play Stefano or, you know, Ingrossio, and, you know, that's not what we wanted to do either. At least this German, right, can come in and go, look, I can sit on the bench. I'm going to be happy to sit on the bench. I don't really care about game time because he's on a hot prospect contract, but he could play when needed. And be okay and actually grow into a very good player and probably be benefiting from playing the occasional game in the Serie A, which wouldn't be too bad for us. The next one that I reckon is most important after Marcelo is probably going to be the new left back Moreno Dadia. Moreno there, look, he's apparently already, according to our scouts, a 4-star player. Actually want to get a better scouting report from like Patur, who is decent. Just give me an overview. We know how good he could be. Look, if you compare him to Monica, he's not that great. But, when you compare him to what we could have brought in, he's obviously not too bad. See, when Monica is better going forward, he's got better attacking ability, better speed, defensively, and that's been our problem with conceding goals. He's a bit better as Moreno. He's got great aerial ability as well, and technically he's not too bad. But if you go back to his stats here, Moreno, right, he's got 18 stamina, 15 strength, 14 pace, so he's not slow at all. His natural fitness hurts him down a little bit, but the stamina will make up for it, right? If you go to his defending stats, he's decent at tackling, he's decent at, he's got decent technique, marking's okay. First touch, it's the crossing, it's getting forward. He's got great work rate to get forward as well if you go fullback on attack, right? He's got great work rate, got good positioning as well. He's off the ball, needs to be worked on a little bit. He's got decent concentration. Okay determination as well. Great little bit of bravery. I just need to get his crossing and his dribbling up. And I feel like with consistent game time in the Serie A, where he's played, he's played in Serie B a lot. I feel like he's ready for the jump, and I feel like the jump could be made here. And if we can get him growing in these technicals, and these technicals can get to 11s and 12s, all of a sudden that fullback on attack role is not that bad. Because you've got to remember, Monica's only on the 12s and 13s, so this guy at 19 is definitely going to grow into that. And I feel like that if we go back and compare him with Monica, Monica's got one more year on him. So he's got one more year after the growth to try and catch where Monica is. If Monica ever, though, gets transfer listed or, loan listed again, I am so happy for him to come back in. I would love him back in. I would love him to stay at the club. He spent 3 years here on loan and he looks unreal. But that brings us into our final player, right? We go to transfer history. I reckon this is our last two players, sorry. I'm going to put in front, I'm going to put a lot of pressure on our goalkeeper coming in, Ruben Russo. He is our third and final foreign player that we can bring in for next season because we already have two at the club. So to put in a third and final one on our goalkeeper is not too bad. If you look at Fran's coming in on a free. He was listed by Sevilla, barely played for Sevilla this year at a 6.5. He's never had a really good time of it, to be honest, but maybe a change of scenery in Italy would be different. Just look at him as a box-to-box midfielder. Look at his mentals. He's insane. He is so well-rounded, and he wants to come to us, little old Reggina, and he didn't want anything. He's like, I just want to be a first-team player. I was like, no, finishing top half, no, treating the club as a stepping stone, none of that. He's just like, look, I really want him to come in and just be a first-team player. And I was like, yep, you can come in and be a first-team player because you are absolutely fantastic. And you can play centre defensive mid quite well as well. But look at him. He can play box-to-box / Carrillo. I actually think you get more out of him playing box-to-box because he's got that good finishing first touch, long shots. Look, nothing below like 13 technically that you need as a box-to-box midfielder. 12 bravery and composure, but everything else 13s and above. 15 positioning, 15 teamwork, 15 work rate. Physically, apart from his height, which hinders his jumping reach, is, that. But he's a box-to-box dynamo player. He could be quite unreal for us. His polygon looks amazing. If you compare him to what our best centre mid was this year, was probably Aioli. Aioli will grow, and he's a bit more of a defensive centre mid. He would be a lot better. Look how much, he's got a lot better polygon than what that is. Apparently, just unreal. I think he could be just quite the player and really push us forward, and the scouts loved him. Like, if you go back to him in a scout report, it wasn't anyone that was, dodge. It was Nicky Law. He's one of the better scouts that we have, and he said, look, he's apparently only a good Serie B player, which I doubt, but the potential's there, and at 23, playing all year, week in, week out in Serie A, he's going to hit this potential, I would imagine, with those stats, because I don't understand how he's not already at that level. Once again, I'm actually just going to get a scouting report, but we're going to actually get Joe Savage to do it this time. Just give me one for a week, and just to get an updated scouting report on him. The last one is Ruben Russo as our goalkeeper, right? And look, you look at him and go, yes, he's great. This worries me. But this was the best goalkeeper we could have got at the time. Maybe we could have found a better one in this window. But when it comes to goalkeepers, you don't want to be left short. I don't want to be left with no Thomas Kuketti, who at the time was saying, nah, Torino won't let him back on loan. I really wanted him. Now, the thing is this scout report saying that he's a Serie B, right? But if you can go to Thomas Kuketti, compare him with Thomas Kuketti, right? They have the same scout report. And if you go to Thomas Kuketti, who our coach says, look, he's actually a decent Serie A player. they're fairly similar. That eccentricity hurts, right? Because he could do the unpredictable. That could also mean that he might make the biggest double save of his life, right? But at the same time, he could also then go run past the ball or come for a cross instead of catching it, punch it into someone, and whatever, right? I love this, is that the final goalkeeper with this determination, and he's only, 20? He's going to grow as well. He's got so much potential to get into. It could be scary. Area reach, command of area, he beats Thomas Kuketti there. Like, if you just highlight goalkeeper roles and just goalkeeper defend, wins in here slightly, his area reach, they're about the same, right? In terms of height, Kuketti's got him slightly, but I don't really mind. Handling is better, kicking is basically the same, his one-on-ones are better, his reflexes are the same, his throwing's a little bit better as well. He doesn't rush out, which I don't mind too much. I had a goalkeeper called JJ in the Liverpool save that didn't rush out too much, and he saved every one-on-one basically, it felt. Tendency to punch, they're all at 10s. He's got great determination, as we said. Positioning just slightly lower, but he's got 4 years more growth to outlast Kuketti, and if he's already this close to Thomas Kuketti, imagine what he's going to be like in 4 years' time playing in the Serie A. There's also the possibility we bring him on a fee, and he's valued at 40k, that he comes in and, he's worth maybe 4 mil. We get a bid of like 10, 12 mil, have another goalkeeper lined up. He'll be alright. If you look at the report, though, look very, very similar. Sadowski, our second best scout, apart from our chief scout, reckons that he's already at this level. But I just don't think his consistency worries me as well. But that's also because he's been playing at Alto Kruma, and they're not the best of sides. Look, he's conceded 50 goals at a 7.29 this season, which means that he's making saves for me. 11 clean sheets in that too, so maybe when they just concede, they concede. But, he's been okay. If you go to his form, since we've been scouting him, it's not too bad. I actually think Ruben could be quite the player. So that's where we are at the moment in terms of the save, right? We're staying up. We're doing okay. Our board's not happy. In terms of the tactics for next year, I feel like this is what we're going to do. We're going to reload the 4-3-3 HK because I've messed with that one around a little bit. I'm just going to reload what it is. We're going to move that into third and move the controlled system back up to here. The controlled system, we've been playing it like this all year. I'm actually going to put Surge back up to here, and I'm actually going to go to that. I don't know if we're going to reload Ludi back in, but, we'll probably do that. And for time being, we'll just leave it as it is right now. But there's players that we need. We need definitely another star centre-back to partner Leston, who's grown into this absolute animal. We obviously got to keep him. We need a better right-back. Alberto had a very good year again, right? 6.95 for a guy that's only a Serie B right-back that is consistently growing and has potential to grow into a Serie A player. Probably needs to go to the bench. We need to find a right-back. Probably, like I said, a centre-back. Probably need a left back, definitely a backup left back that's at the Serie A level. I'm going to give Moreno enough time to grow and play in this role, but I would prefer to see a left back. We might even just play on support and just don't get him bombing on too much because it's not his forte until he grows a little bit. Obviously, we're pretty well covered here at centre defensive, right? Especially if we loan Ludi back in, right? I don't know if Ludi really wants to come back on loan. I don't know what Milan's things are. They would let him back on loan. I think that would be quite smart, getting Ludi back on loan. He's quite the player, and he can play at centre defensive mid. He got a 7.02 playing his unnatural position, which is now natural as a ball-winning midfielder. I actually think he's better as a box-to-box, but so be it. There we are. We then need definitely a centre attacking mid and probably a backup centre attacking mid. We could need a striker. Now, you might think that's the end of the episode, but it's not. If we go to the club screen, Sant Rico is a bit nicknamed because this is a funny nickname, and credit to HBG, is a player that came through our youth intake, and look at him. He could be unreal with enough growth. He's played games this year for us, but they've all been like since Jonathan got injured for a little bit. So he's played like with Inter, started against Inter, he started the last game of the season against Lazio. He played when he could. He got an assist, but never really got a goal, but his time will come, Sant Rico, and there's definitely a lot about him. Promising striker. And the reason he's called Sant Rico is all the Rico, right, when you put that into Google, comes up with the Saint of Usburg, right? So we decided Saint Rico. There we go. But we're going to end with Saint Rico there. We're going to actually end on his profile and just look how good he is. We're going to save the game as always so that if the computer decides to crash, we're on the same day as where we were. YouTube, as always, thank you for watching. It's been 25 minutes of me talking. As always, link in the description below to follow me on Twitch, where you're going to be going live as soon as this video uploads. So give it about 10 minutes to edit and then maybe about half an hour. So I reckon in about an hour's time from when the video maybe 5-10 minutes from the video's been uploaded, I'll be live. So if you watch that in the first hour or so, you will see this. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for watching, and next time we'll see you, it'll be a game 1 of the second season in Serie A with the rest of the new signings, all the new signings, the new system, which is not really that new, but maybe, you never know. I do want to sign some wingers as well for the bench, so you just never know if we're playing wingers as well. But enjoy the rest of your day or night. Thank you for watching. This is Damon signing off from the Reggina Race, and goodbye.